We transformed into superheroes.
Then we learned the history of superheroes.
And today we're bringing in a badass stunt coordinator to teach us how to fight like superheroes.
It's Ladylike, and this week we're putting superhero costumes to the test.
This week we have a stunt coordinator named Gowrie Hayden coming in to teach us the choreography behind our favorite fight scenes.
We're gonna put these superhero costumes to the test and see if they can actually withstand the stunts that people are supposed to do while wearing them.
You bring in someone to teach us how to fight, to train us to get ready for a big mission. That's like a love story.
Superhero costumes are intense, but it makes sense because superheroes are intense. They're supposed to be superhuman, and it often looks cumbersome, i.e. Iron Man. How does anyone move in a suit that heavy and that robotic?
I'm nervous about recreating this 10-second fight scene with all of the latex and leather and leg moves. Can you see my leg?
Superhero costumes are like if lingerie and a wetsuit had a baby.
Superhero costumes can just be frustrating because they tend to accentuate body parts sometimes in ways that don't make sense.
A lot of wrapped in plastic. She's like a Barbie that fights. If you did this all day, you'd probably hear a lot of squeaking.
I do think the women's costumes have a bit more zhuzh. You know, just like a bit more, ooh.
You get like a little side boob or like a little bit like your butt is kind of lifted. It just makes the body look incredible. I'm gonna be fighting like Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman's costume is very like, the bodice of it is pretty restrictive. Even though she's pretty exposed, she still is very covered in just things that you wouldn't normally be wearing.
Batwoman sort of looks like a Christmas tree decoration. Her costume seems pretty okay. It's a lot of spandex.
Storm's specific costume for the fight scene that I'm gonna recreate, it's kind of like a latex leathery one piece. I'm nervous about the leather latex material, but I think I'm even more nervous about the cape. It just moves behind her as she's fighting, and I just know I'm gonna get tangled. I don't understand how she doesn't get tangled in it.
I appreciate that at least She-Hulk's costume has some stretchiness to it, because I think that's a little bit more practical.
We were Jean Grey kind of like in her Phoenix stage. In my fight scene, she's just kind of concentrating and creating this like vacuum of weather and wind, and she's looking fucking fly. She's not really wearing her costume, so we're just gonna throw it on just for shits and giggles.
She-Hulk is kind of jumping and punching and kicking and like, you know, kind of like moving all of her arms and limbs at once. I generally don't like to move more than 2 limbs at once if I can help it. Maybe I'll be good at, no.
From what I can tell, the fight scene that I'll be emulating is a lot of like swift punches. I would say that her fighting style is very martial arts influenced.
Wonder Woman is incredibly active and no body move is too hard for her to do, but I'm gonna try.
The way that Storm uses her superpowers are usually through her fingertips and also just like through her eyes. But she does specialize in hand-to-hand combat, and that's the scene that I'm gonna be recreating.
I think it's gonna be great. I think we're gonna have a good time. I think there's gonna be some punchy punchies and some kicky kickies.
Ooh, I'm so excited to work with a stunt coordinator, and it's a lady.
I don't know that she has fully realized that none of us know how to fight in any sort of capacity. I anticipate an injury, a light injury. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
It's gonna be a doozer. Let's kick our own butts.
Oh my God, today is the day. I can't believe that we're actually here right now.
I feel good. I'm ready. I have some built-up aggression.
I wore a sports bra in preparation of this day.
Everyone is razzing me because they thought I'd be wearing a dress today, but I read the call sheet. I know what we're doing.
I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a really fun time. Hopefully nobody gets hurt, but if they do, whatever, we're getting free lunch.
2, 3, 4.
Hey, I'm Gowrie Hayden, and I'm an actress, stunt fighter, and fight coordinator. Today, we are gonna take 5 amazing ladies and sort of make a dream come true. Our hope is that everyone is gonna rock this out, which I'm confident they will, and showcasing their talents and what it takes to be a strong, powerful woman.
Hi Gowrie!
There's so much awesome female energy in the room today.
How often do you like get hurt? Like just not in terms of like hurt like injured, but hurt just like, ow, that hurt.
Ideally, no one ever gets hurt, but of course, little nicks and scrapes happen.
What is like the stunt industry like? Is it mostly male dominated? Are there a lot of other women like you working?
That top tier of stunt coordinators, A-list people, predominantly men, but there's certainly plenty of female stunt coordinators in the business now as well, which was one of the beautiful things about the new Wonder Woman movie is that there were so many women getting a chance to be strong and fierce and fight.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to do some moving? You ready to fight? So let's start out with just getting our bodies nice and loose, do a little stretching.
I'm already in pain.
My back is popping nicely.
Okay, good. That's great. Yeah. There's so many little things that go into learning how to fight and learning how to perform a fight that your brain can just get overloaded.
I'm like already in pain. Perfect!
I was already tired from the stretching, so I was like, this is gonna be a very long and difficult day, but it was so fun.
We all had a decent amount of time to sort of practice and not perfect, but just get our bodies used to those movements.
Kicking and shouting generally aren't things that I am allowed to do in my work life, but they are frequently things I wish I could do. So this was a welcome change.
I'm not very flexible. It was actually really hard. I struggled a lot. I feel like it's really hard for me to do a lot of this without feeling like I'm gonna fall over. I feel like my booty is dormant. It's like hibernating.
I think my favorite part was Chantel and I practicing punching each other in the face.
So it's legs, boom, torso.
I'm almost sad that I'm not fighting. I'm mentally fighting in my scene.
Even just like learning to like memorize the sequence, I think is gonna be tough. So throwing the movement on top of it is gonna be something really fun and really challenging.
Super excited to work with all of you one-on-one. Again, it's just an amazing group of women. Great energy, and that always makes it fun all around, because that's what it's all about. Yeah, you ready, ladies?
Yeah. Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
I'm excited to learn all of my moves and then use all of those things to form just a sentence of moves. Let's do it, let's get into it.
The thing about She-Hulk is that she has this massive strength. With Kristen, it's gonna come down a lot to very specific technique, because she has a lot of one-hit sequences, because She-Hulk is so powerful, that's all she has to do.
The hardest part is getting my hands and my feet to play nice and do the same thing at the same time.
So anytime there's a victim in choreography, the victim's always in control. So when I shoot at you, we're just gonna have to do a little cape block and come in with the right cross.
I am struggling to keep up with all of it, and if you don't do it right, not only will it look bad, but you'll probably like hurt somebody really badly.
So she drops in that epic pose, shield is up. So then you come up, you've done your epic Wonder Woman pose, bullets are blazing. The tricky part for her is that she is blocking invisible bullets. And so to get really, really specific in her mind and her body about visualizing where those bullets are coming from and exactly the point on the shield in her arm that she's blocking those bullets with. So I have those first 2 moves. I'm gonna do a right cross, you're gonna get hit.
My villain hits me in the face and then also roundhouse kicks me in the stomach, and I have to make it look realistic without anticipating what she's gonna do.
The biggest thing for Freddie right now, I think, is just feeling more natural, getting it in her body when she's taking hits and punches.
Right cross.
Turn,
spinning.
spin, sugar.
Spinning.
Stop, prep this left hand to go, and then
Back
pull the
around.
trigger. Yep.
Okay.
When you're fighting as a character, sometimes it's about finding out what that vocalization is for your specific character. So for She-Hulk, it's obviously not gonna be a Kia like in martial arts, and her new word is snacks. I'm still gonna try to come back. And you're gonna jump
Snacks! Just in general, I walk on my toes, and I've been like that since I was a kid, but it does throw off my balance a lot.
When you have somebody that constantly wants to be up on their toes, just having that extra weight around their waist can help sort of bring their center of gravity down and let them live in their legs a little bit more.
The moves need to be second nature so that I can sell how smooth they are.
Down her epic Wonder Woman pose. Oh hey, I meet guys with guns. Bang, bang, bang. And then you do your tornado spin. And then you're just gonna clock me in the face. It's all new stuff for everyone, and what most people, the general public, doesn't realize is that just learning how to fight, period, is a difficult thing, and then memorizing a combination, getting your body to do it without thinking about it, there's so much that goes into these fight scenes.
I think the hard part for me is going to be to stop thinking and just start punching.
I think once I know the moves a little bit better, I'll be able to leave my head behind.
Gowrie was a great teacher. She's super patient, and I just want to make her proud.
Oh! So the message of the day is don't fuck with Kristen. Does anyone have some Tylenol?
So yesterday, Gowrie came in like a storm, and it taught us all of these amazing moves.
I need some coffee and big slap in the face, so I feel like I'm gonna be able to get both of those today.
My back muscles are a little sore-ish.
Okay, so I had homework and I forgot.
I know I should have done my homework, but we have 2 hours with Gowrie today. Hopefully I can at least look decent by the end of the 2 hours.
I'm excited to get my second round with Gowrie going, and I'm hoping that we can all pull this together. I think that we can.
Today is actually my first day. I'm like super jealous of the other girls because I really wanted to like do more combat stuff, but I'm gonna have to do it with my mind and my eyes. I'm ready to sit
Whew. All right, great. Day 2, Freddie, how you feeling?
Day 2, I'm ready. I'm pumped.
She is ready and pumped. Storm is ready to unleash her fury, her fist of fury.
Yes.
It's just really nailing the technique on every single one-hit wonder that you have coming my way.
Okay.
And then we'll work through some stuff for camera so they got the shot list. And we rock it.
My scene is not really one scene per se. It's actually just a bunch of moves from kind of the same scene spliced together because I can't fly and I also can't do backflips.
Okay, so I'm gonna be kicking off our Ladylike storyline. Jean Grey's scene's gonna be coming first. Hold on to your butts.
So we had to really intensely sit down across from each other and work on the power of telekinesis.
You know, again, this is the biggest difficulty of all this is just really keeping in mind like all of the little reminders that I have. Don't go up on your toe, like don't kick with your knee. I have to remember the target is up here, not down there.
Get lower, sell it with those legs.
Working 2 more hours with Gowrie, I really feel a lot better about it.
Freddie's doing great. She's doing what a lot of people do where they try to help their partner or be nice because they're afraid they're gonna actually hit the other person, which is me. It's just getting her out of her head and trust that the system works and that she isn't going to actually clock me in the face. So once I get her to that point, which we were pretty close to today, then she can just let her body do the work.
My turn.
Turn, turn, turn. Yep.
Other one.
And the spins. She needs to work on the spins. Kristen did really well. Her fight's a little bit different because she just has single one-hit moves as opposed to big combinations. Villain number 2 comes in. You front kick.
Snacks!
Snacks. You have to say snacks. We've
I have to say
everything
snacks,
now.
yeah, I know.
She's not like as nice as everyone thinks she is. Oh shit.
Ah!
So Devin and I had to really dig deep. This was probably one of my more exhausting sessions, getting her strength up to the point where she felt confident in her gift, that she could then move my chair. When it really happened, I think everyone here on set was like, wow. Woman, finish!
Just some flapping.
Yeah, just do this.
I did it! I'm still kind of struggling with my kicks a little bit. I don't have that much flexibility and I have a tendency to go up on my toes still.
I think if she keeps working at it and really just takes her time, takes a deep breath, it's just gonna look great tomorrow. Bang! 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 Keep your faster! You gotta turn faster! You Wonder Woman! Keep spinning!
My homework for tonight is to go home and rehearse intention behind my hits and also just to be hunkered down to the ground.
We're cooking up a pretty good storyline for y'all. Can't wait for you guys to see it.
I have a lot of pride in my noises and in my fists, so I want to do a good job.
I feel a lot more confident. I think the practice is paying off. The day of is tomorrow, so either I get it or I don't, and either it looks cool or it doesn't.
Let's get into full garb and fight like superheroes.
Jean, don't do this.
Give me my snacks.
But I can help you.
Listen, bitch, you don't know me, so prepare for our wrath.
Jean, no! Oh!
Hulk snacks!
That's a cut. That was great.
That was super fun. It was a lot of just like fans and fake hair blowing in my face. I lost one set of eyelashes.
I had a really good time doing this. I felt good. It was like fun to do. Got a good workout. Gonna sleep well tonight.
I'm quite sweaty, quite moist, and my synthetic wig has had a mind of its own.
It's definitely fun to fight in. It adds to your character a lot, but there are certain things that I think you would not anticipate.
These costumes look cool. They make you feel like a badass. But when it comes to fighting, I think they're honestly pretty impractical.
But we did it, we got it in the can, so moving on.
This was awesome. I did things I never thought I was going to be able to do.
The biggest obstacle in my scene, it was pushing my wig hair like all around. My fake eyelashes were coming off at one point, but I had to stay concentrated, really sell that I was doing all these crazy things with my mind. So my scene was an exercise in staying focused and not breaking character.
It was an awesome costume. I mean, a bathing suit is really how you should fight anybody. The reason why I wasn't painted green this time is because She-Hulk is just inherently green. She doesn't sit around for 4 hours at the beginning of the day getting painted.
I landed into a half moon of all these snacks. Gowrie tries to shoot me, and I say, no thank you, ma'am. I'm about to backhand you and hit you with my shield.
I think the thing that I struggled with the most was not only learning the moves, but also making sure that they appeared to be realistic. You have to spin, you have to spot. I had to make sure that where I was hitting her was accurate, because when you're spinning, it's easy for your arm and wrist to kind of go out of line away from her face. So there were a couple of times where I spun and like I hit her in the stomach when it was supposed to be in her head.
It wasn't too restricting in any way necessarily, but at the same time, it's like when you're wearing like a skin tight suit, it's not crazy comfortable to have to do kicks or to have to move that fast. Like I do feel like it did impede my movement a little bit. Also, what's really impractical is it's like you are not fighting with that much hair. You do not have that much hair and you let it loose on your back. Like that girl would be dragging you by the hair and pulling you to the ground.
I was worried that my hair was gonna be like flying in my face, and it didn't fly in my face, but it did fly and stick into my armpits.
I felt like I was gonna feel uncomfortable in my costume, or it was gonna be too much, but like if I could wear that costume every day, I would.
The costume stayed intact. It didn't rip, it didn't do anything. It was much more sturdy than my leather pants at the Kanye concert.
I think probably the best thing is just skin tight everything that's really flexible.
The skirt is insanely short. So like in the front, you basically are just seeing like my underwear line, and it's like, does it have to be this short? Give her pants. That being said though, it didn't get in the way at all.
One of the main things that I learned from Gowrie was, as opposed to having a posture that I have in everyday life, that doesn't cut it when you're trying to be a superhero. She was like, women superheroes, like they accentuate their tits. And learning that posture is something that I think I'll take outside of the video and into my everyday life.
Seeing everyone walking out in their costumes and then just like owning all their moves, I was like, yes, I love this. This is amazing. I also could not have asked for a person as good as Gowrie.
When you're fighting with Gowrie, her enthusiasm for it is very contagious. And I caught that virus very hard.
Going into this experience, I really didn't understand the appeal for like cosplay, but now I get it. I understand why cosplay is such a big movement, because like when you put on these costume pieces and the wig and you look at yourself in the mirror, it really affects your self-esteem and how you think of yourself.
All of Ladylike was just like completely on board, embraced their characters, and they completely kicked ass.
I know I didn't get to fight, but I really did get to fight in my powers. And if you're not careful, if you don't look away from the screen, I might make you do something that I want you to do. Okay, I really just made it weird. I just made it weird.